Wilson arguably might be the worst quarterback in the league. So let me ask y'all: did Pete Carroll make Russell Wilson?
Mm.
I mean, the way it's
To
looking,
answer that, you'd have to go back to the beginning of time where it all
Oh my
started.
God, here we go.
You'd have to go back to where it all started, right? Russell Wilson went to what college was it? It was Wisconsin?
well, he went to NC
Nebraska.
State and then
NC State. Yeah.
yeah,
Started at NC State, right? Then drafted third round for a very good reason. Landed on the Seahawks. Wasn't the guy at first. It was Matt Castle, if I remember right. It was Matt Castle was the
No,
guy in
no, it
Seattle.
was Matt Flynn. Matt
Matt
Flynn
Matt
got
Flynn.
Flynn, wrong Matt. Yeah,
They
Matt
pay him a
Flynn.
bag
they
too.
paid
Flynn
him
was
the
the guy they
bag.
signed.
Yeah.
Remember, they signed this guy off. What was it? The Patriots. Matt Flynn,
No,
or
Eagles.
wherever he came from. Right. They signed this guy to a nice size contract to be the guy.
Massive.
Massive during that time, like QB1 style. Russ gets his opportunity. Pete puts him in a situation to succeed. He rewrites his offense around Russ's strengths and hides his inefficiencies, like what most coordinators and coaches try to do with lesser talented quarterbacks. And he flourished. He took off and he flourished. So, did Pete Carroll make Russell Wilson? I believe so. I feel like if Russ went anywhere else or like that as a third round, fourth round QB, being groomed to be the backup, I don't think they would have rewrote their whole offense for him. I don't think there was anything in training camp that he was doing to wow anyone besides maybe his deep balls and his ayo and his speed, But I think Pete Carroll played a very pivotal part in the growth of Russell Wilson, and I think Russell Wilson returned the favor by giving Pete Carroll a ring and a lot of winning seasons. So I think, yeah, he made him, but I think Russ also repaid that favor 10 times because there's plenty of quarterbacks who are super talented that have never even made the playoffs, like Justin Herbert. There's plenty of quarterbacks that are super talented that have never even won a ring ever in their entire life. So, yeah.
What do you think about this?
So this is kind of interesting because I've never been a Russell Wilson fan at all, ever, not even when he was the Seahawks. And I also have not been a Pete Carroll fan at all. But it's starting to look like that dude's a genius, Pete Carroll. I mean, I'm not saying Russell Wilson has always been a bad quarterback because he's got a Super Bowl. You got to pay him his respects. He's had some great years. He's been like third or fourth in the MVP voting twice, I think. So he's had some seasons. He's put some stats up. But I mean, 94 passing yards against an average Chiefs defense. Like, come on, dog. Like, it's either this
Yeah,
man.
defense is actually better
That
than
Chiefs defense is on the upswing. That defense is getting better by the week. But go ahead, continue. My bad. Sorry.
94 passing yards. Brother, that's brutally bad.
Well,
Like,
Mac Jones said, "Hold my beer."
yeah, well, yeah, well, that's probably. But it's just, I think it's at the point it's either Russell Wilson has completely lost a step to where he's gone. But he has what we think is a good coach there in Denver, and Sean Payton. Well, the jury's out on him now too because he's put himself in the crossfires so many times. Nathaniel Hackett comments, he came in here to be the savior, and that team is just I don't know. They're 1-5, and they're in the Caleb Williams saga. They're about to trade everyone, so it's tough to say. But I mean, as we look at it right now, it's pretty hard not to say Pete Carroll didn't make him. I mean, the minute he's not with Pete, he's looked like a fucking 25 to 32, like the 25th to 30th best quarterback in the league consistently. It's not like it's one or two games. He's consistently been bottom tier quarterback. So,
So would you say that Russell Wilson is a system quarterback?
oh hell yeah.
well, he a lot. If you want to be honest, like probably 23 out of the 32 starters or whatever are system quarterback. 30 starters are system quarterback. You know what I mean? So, but like if you
Yeah,
want,
the reason why I asked that question is because his career stats would state otherwise. You know, his
So,
career
but
stats. His career stats are those of like those freak of natures where you could put them on any single team and they would cook. But like I think what Howard is getting at is, yeah, I think in Seattle or like that entire, not even the team, but the way of life, the ecosystem of the Seattle Seahawks flowed through Russ. You know what I'm saying? And
you
towards the end, I think he has lost a step. I think he doesn't have the arm strength he used to. Maybe the spin on the ball isn't there as much, and they're trying to hide it the best way they can on the Broncos, but they're just not good enough to do that.
So this is what I'll say. He definitely made Russ because you gotta look at it like this. Between that defense that was put together,
Facts.
that defense coming together organically is like a once in a lifetime type thing. You're not going to get that many times. But at the same time, they went and got him a dominant running back who was at the time probably one of the best running backs in beast mode. And then when you look at it, right, and like truly look at it, this receiving core that Russ got in Denver is probably the best he had. I mean, you could say Lockett. Lockett is a very nice receiver. He only had DK for what, maybe 1, maybe 2 years, whatever. But Cortland Sutton, we all know about that 1 year he had. I understand it was 1 year, but at the same time, wide receivers just don't drop off that terribly. Jared Judy was drafted in the first round for a reason. The tight end that they got last year, Dulcich, he's pretty decent.
I like it, yeah.
And Russ just can't seem to do anything with it. How many yards did you say he had in this last game?
94.
95 yards.
90.
Yeah, 95 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, 4 rushes for 31 yards.
See, 90.
I'm not even
95
gonna
yards.
bring up the passer rating.
95 yards is absolutely terrible. And then you got to realize when you can hold the Chiefs, when their defense can hold the Chiefs to 19 points, like not many teams can hold the Chiefs to 19 points. If you got a competent quarterback, you're supposed to go out and win that game.